YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back. I apologize. I've been sick over the past week. So here's insight into GTG. You guys get this at a delay. So if you want this time sensitively from me and multiple other amazing traders within GTG, sign up down below and join one of the most consistently winning communities across crypto worldwide. We've been doing it now for 3+ years, hitting every low time frame move, hitting every high time frame move across memes, altcoins, perps, NFTs, ordinals, airdrops, you name it. We've literally covered every single major trend this cycle. Check it out down below. As always, appreciate this video by liking and subscribing to the channel. I very much appreciate it, and enjoy this setup around what I'm currently thinking around where we are in the bull market, where we are in the bear market, and my current trade setups. Enjoy. Well, GM guys, it's the 9th of December, GTG live stream this morning. We'll do a bit of a catch up. I apologize. I was sick last week, so I couldn't get through and do a live stream with you all. So we'll do a bit of a catch up across where I'm thinking the market is at the moment. Obviously, if you are in GTG, there's a Bybit competition. Basically, anyone that contributes, or not even contributes, but basically ticks off the 50K volume, which I know Sunday and a few others in the chat as well who have been trading on there. Basically, anyone is going to win money from that. Okay, the top 50 people participants win. I think there's only 8 people in there at the moment. So yeah, pays to have a go at that. Obviously, if you can partake. I do understand that unfortunately America and Canada and stuff can't use Bybit, which is a shame. I wanted to start with a trade that I took yesterday. Again, I didn't call this one specifically because I'm trying to win the Bybit trading comp, or at least try and finish in the top 3. But basically, Zcash had a really nice. The reason I took the trade was firstly it was sort of bottomed out yesterday on Stochastic on the 4-hour. It was holding really nicely the golden pocket of this range. So this is basically the low back from the 20th of September where we really saw that first higher low on a macro stage and take that whole move up to wherever it was, $700. And it came back in, retested this golden pocket and set in that higher low. So I was like, yeah, I'm pretty keen for this breakout trade on Zcash. And yeah, it basically hit my full TP. Now I've only got like a small position left in the trade. So there's a lot of trades like this on low time frames I'm starting to find. If you can find momentum or volume-based trades, so obviously Zcash has been predominantly in the news, privacy token, whether it's influencers, insider information or not, who knows? But really nice trade here. I've moved my stop loss to break even, and I've taken majority profits now at 408. Probably hold this for higher, and if not, maybe move my stop loss up above my entry even towards sort of 355. So that was one trade. The BTC short that we are currently in. So where's my chart? Here we go. So I want to talk about this because this is obviously a trade that I called yesterday as well. So my thinking is I took a bit of profit this morning as well when it moved back down to I think I got about 90-ish. I think I took some profit this morning. Look, there's some high time frame levels above, that's for sure. But I do think heading into FOMC, we maybe go a little bit lower. Then potentially we get that obviously relief rally out of them dropping it by 25 basis points. And then I think we maybe dump again after that. So it's an interesting pocket of price right now because you've got the golden pocket again. I'll just to zoom out and show you these levels again from higher time frames. But this is the low from the 74K range of April tariff lows to the high currently of all-time highs in October at 126. So this is very pivotal level. We obviously reclaimed the 786, have set some higher lows from that big sell-off about 3 weeks ago now. You obviously have a 3-day FVG up here, just to show you again why these are key levels above. You got a 3-day FVG here where price hasn't traded, so an imbalance of price there. This also matches a daily FVG, so the daily FVG is from this week here to that week there, so a small percentage there. So these are probably high time frame levels for us to eventually hit. I just think we probably come lower first. Why Stochastic is overbought or closer to being overbought. The pivot is 93.2. We're well below that. As I said, we could potentially push up to the yearly open. So the white line here is the yearly open as well. Basically, this is confluence here of probably a high region where we could find a bit of resistance. Now, I could see us all the way, we could front run this a little bit and maybe get stopped out, hit the FVGs on the daily and the 3-day, and then dump from there back towards 85, 87. But yeah, that's the risk you take with trading. So that's why I decided to, this morning with my little BTC short, which I think my entry is, around that 90, basically 92K, this one here. I have moved my stop loss to break even. So if I get stopped out on it, I'll probably look for a re-entry at 92.1. and I took a little bit of profit this morning. So I'm happy to sort of re-enter that trade after taking a little bit of profit this morning. As I said yesterday with the call, there's two ways you can actually trade this. So obviously the first trade is basically coming into the 6-1 to the 6-6, which we rejected from overnight as well. The second would obviously be a really nice sort of a trade into the 618 at 94k. I don't know if we get that high. That would be actually a higher high above any of this sort of yearly open, above this high here. And obviously stochastic is coming in on the 4-hour a little bit or around current price action. So yeah, maybe we get a little bit of a pullback again here, lower high, and maybe we pull back to sort of this 90k region, 89k region. But yeah, I don't know. We might not get much volatility heading into the FOMC on Wednesday/Thursday morning if you're in Australia. So that's just at least the high time frame levels that I'm watching for this potential trade to play out. So yeah, I'm long Zcash. I got stopped break even on my Asta long. I know Aussie absolutely printed on that trade overnight. Oh, yesterday as well. He basically caught the bottom, which was great. I took this breakout trade, but I got stopped overnight break even. That's fine. So outside that, there's not really a lot that I'm probably looking to trade moving into the FOMC. This BTC short is probably my favorite trade at the moment. Now, obviously, if we start to take out the, if we start to reclaim the 618, if we start to reclaim the 6-6, sorry, the 6-6 is this one, the purple line, and the 618 is the green line, and the yearly open. If we start to really show strength above there, I'll probably cut the short, to be honest, or at least de-risk the short so that if we do push up higher into probably 98k to 100k, then at least you're not going to lose as much on the trade. So this is an adaptive trade. Just see what price action gives us over the sort of coming hours and obviously the coming days, and then maybe just play it by ear aggressively because, yeah, we are in a really high decisive move. It looks like on high time frames, like if we look at the weekly on BTC, we are getting close to where I would nearly say that we should expect a somewhat of a chance of a bounce, okay? We're getting close. We haven't quite had that reversal yet where the blue moving average moves back over the red moving average once it does obviously retrace to around that 20th percentile, but we're getting close, okay? So we are still fighting that weekly pivot, and the weekly pivot has come down a lot. 91.7, it's 92.7 on Bybit, so that's probably a better reflection, 92.5. So we'll go with 92.5-ish, 92.7-ish. Is the pivot obviously in the next week. If you want to see this start to shift structure back towards the upside, which might suggest that maybe on a weekly time frame we do have a bit of a bounce coming, then that could be something to keep in mind. So that's again why I'm just being a bit more aggressive with this short. I do think, and I would prefer us to actually come back down and retest 87, potentially 85, take out this 4-hour order block, and then I'd be very aggressive. I'm probably looking for some longs here. Again, we could come to 74. I don't really see that happening now at this stage. I think that does come later in the party. And I do think as I've been saying for a while, this is still very much lower high territory. I don't think we put in a new all-time high in 2026. I'm very much in the camp that we could break up here. We could reject from the 0.5 level. We could even reject from the 382. Where is it? There it is. At 106, which is again, there's a lot of resistance above, okay? 106 is also where we rejected from, which was also the bottom of this range, you could say as well. So there's a lot of resistance above for me that I really am in the camp that if this is the breakout here, then we're definitely putting on the lower high. Now, if we go lower though, so if this is a bear flag continuation to the low to the downside, so the way that you could draw that is kind of like this, okay? Where you've got a bear flag, so you've got trend coming down, bear flag, and then usually not usually, the probability of that setup is more continuation to the downside. If that does play out, then I actually do think that 74 becomes the target, 75. And then I do think that we could rally quite nicely in terms of liquidity should be injected next year is based on what I'm reading and whatnot. So potentially, yeah, we do, like if we do come down here, I actually get more bullish around a bigger sort of percentage move back towards this region up here, okay? And I think that would be a much better sort of trade is capturing a low down here and looking to trade it up into 2026. So, again, as I've been saying, I bought a bit of spot Bitcoin at 86k. I bought a bit of spot ETH at 2.6k, way down here, basically at the lows. Again, just happy to hold that longer term. Same with ETH as well. If we go to this chart, ETH is reclaimed not only its 0.5 of the entire range, which is your dotted line here, but it's also reclaimed the golden pocket and is currently showing a lot of strength. Now, ETH probably looks like it wants to go and front run BTC, bottoming out here on the weekly stochastic as well. However, it is still below the pivot by about $140 US. So again, really interesting. ETH is probably showing a lot more strength here. I haven't looked at ETH versus BTC. Yeah, see, this is a reason I'm still happy to hold my Moonbird and my Pudgy Penguin, is because I do think ETH is going to outperform BTC here, at least in the short to medium term. So again, taking a leverage bet. Obviously, NFTs are really suffering at the moment. Volume is really suffering. OpenSea still basically have all of Q1 next year to farm volume, to farm their fees, to farm before they launch their TGE token. So yeah, the NFT trade's very risky. I do agree. I'm basically break even on my Moonbird, and I'm down about $4,000 to $5,000 on my Pudgy Penguin. But I do think I might be able, if ETH can sort of push back towards 4K, I do think I should nearly walk away from those trades in profit, particularly if Spencer comes out and does confirm that Moonbirds have their TG potentially in Q1 next year. So yeah, anyways, this is a high time frame resistance, kind of similar to BTC as well, where you've got, obviously, you basically, ETH is showing more strength. Okay, it's above its golden pocket, whereas BTC is below its golden pocket. The yearly open, let's just double check that bad boy, because that would be actually really good to know. Yearly open. Okay, yearly open for ETH is up here. All right, so it is technically below its yearly open. Another trade that you could be looking for this week is obviously the Monday range trade. So we'll look at that in a minute as well. But basically, yearly opens there, so that's probably the pivotal level for ETH. But you could see a potential breakout here on the weekly for a high time frame trade. So again, staying patient. I would like one more pullback is what I'd like to see, maybe even into FOMC later this week. And if we can capture that high low, I probably get pretty keen for longs. Again, I wasn't keen to really knife catch. And again, I've been quite sick, so I haven't had a chance to really be focused on the charts. But you have a really nice structure here, okay? You've got higher lows, very similar to Bitcoin. You've got, obviously, a retest down into this golden pocket region. You had a higher low form. You now have that third higher low off the 0.5 of the whole range, as I said before, that dotted line. So that's really nice structure for an attempt at a breakout. You do have a lower time frame high here from a rejection at the 0.5 of just this little lower time frame move from this low here during the tariff move to the current high at 4,900. So yeah, the pivotal level here at 3.1. If it can then flip that, break out higher, the yearly open would be a level to watch at about 3,325. If it flips that, then this could easily send back to sort of 3.8K in my opinion. So that's why I don't mind ETH at the moment. And again, I bought a bit of spot ETH, as I said, at 2.6K as well. So really happy with those spot purchases. Regarding Solana, not as strong as Bitcoin and Ethereum. As you can see here, the lows are higher lows. However, they're nowhere near as strong as what we just looked at Ethereum. Okay, you've got higher lows here, but again, you've got very much equal highs. Okay, it's very much a range here for Solana. So maybe if it comes back down and retests this could actually be a really nice long. Okay, with your stop loss probably below the pivotal high time frame level. This 120-ish or 119 region is very high time frame. Support. So, yeah, look, I'd be pretty keen to maybe look for longs if we do come back at, what's that, about 127, 126. I would look for longs back towards probably 156. But yeah, Solana doesn't look as good as ETH and potentially BTC. If you look at the weekly as well, very much a lot of indecision in this market. Okay, not much strength here on the weekly at all. You've got a lot of sellers stepping in. You've still got buyers stepping in at this high time frame level as well. And I mean, I stepped in at about 126 as well. So a lot of people probably watching this level. And again, we are starting to get close to a bottom on stochastic on the weekly. So that's always something to keep in mind that, okay, well, maybe the weekly trend is about to shift and we're about to get that breakout higher, maybe back towards 156, maybe 190 later in 26 if we can get a sustained rally. So that's my thoughts on Solana. Everything else, I am not really actively trading at this point in time. Zcash, I already spoke of that at the start of the video. Yeah, I've taken profits at the 0.5. I'll probably hold this position nicely here, and hopefully it can push back towards maybe even $500. Again, I've scaled quite a lot. You've got high time frame resistance here as well, so it's not a bad area to take some profits on that long. Asta obviously was a really nice trade by Aussie. Again, I'm keeping an eye on this. This could actually be a really nice. You might even get a re-entry here. It basically came back down to the 786. Again, let me just remove that one. To the 786, okay, and we scaled in over this period of time. It was also a really nice move from this high. If we take that high from this high to that high, okay, and it came back down and retest the 886 or just below it, I think. Where's the 886? There. Came in and wicked below it and then has gone higher. So yeah, really nice trade. I think Aussie's trade was around down this level here. Stop loss was well below. Oh my gosh, I hate how it does that. Stop loss well below the low, and he has been targeting. So if you're in that one, very nice play. And it has obviously, it is rejecting from at least the 66618 from this region. So yeah, look, a lot of charts look okay. If you have a look on, say, like, let's look at like Hyperliquid, for example, on the weekly, it's showing more weakness. So it's the pivotal level for me to be bullish for Hyperliquid was when it was above 34. It lost 34. It's now wicked multiple times back up into this region. Seen a lot of sell pressure. Has lost probably these lows, or is at least battling these lows around 28 to 30. So I'm probably not really interested in Hyperliquid just yet. I would much rather see strength. So I'd rather see it like do something like this again, higher low, equal lows here. What's this? Yeah, it's February 26th before it attempts maybe a resistance breakout. So we have time, and I'd argue that weekly isn't as bottomed as the majors. So BTC, ETH, and Sol. So likely it does push in a little bit lower before you maybe see that breakout higher. So I think Hyperliquid at 20 is a really good opportunity, and I'll be looking to take advantage of that if we do start to see that price action head down there. No, so really nice bounce across the board today. Something like Monad, again, like you're seeing like these airdrops do okay, but it's still lower highs over time. So, I mean, if you're scalp trading, amazing. If you're not scalp trading, it's probably not worth holding these in spot at all, in my opinion, okay? Pump Fund, definitely a chart we've been keeping an eye on. Same again, though, okay, it has already moved up on the daily stochastic. We haven't really seen a strong breakout from this high time frame resistance. That's usually down to the fact that majors have been a little bit weak as well. But you are getting close to where you see confluence of a bottom, okay, across high time frames. You got a weekly, 5-day, 3-day, all coming into that 20th percentile. So if BTC starts to move up, something like this could be a really nice trade. If you get one more retest of the 786, maybe not a bad entry with your stop loss below the lows, and you're targeting back towards this golden pocket for a really nice 4.75 R&R. So again, staying patient. Maybe FOMC, there's a bit of volatility. Maybe throw out some stink bids, and you might hit some of those during the FOMC. We'll wait and see later in the week. Recoin's the one I am holding in spot, okay, outside of majors. So it obviously had this nice breakout. It's struggling to get above this key level here at about 150 mil market cap. But I definitely see this as a strong brand. I mean, I'm not going to fade OSF and co. I've been saying that for a long time. But, I mean, bottomed out, stochastic, okay, moving up here. Really nice reaction after that over leverage. Sellers got out. So, yeah, I don't mind it here at all. I want to see this continue up probably in the weeks to come, heading into 26. So, again, it's been one of the stronger tokens more recently considering the market conditions. So, I'm happy to hold this for this period of time. Regarding Pengu, not really interested. There's not much strength here at all, in my opinion. As I said, similar to Hype, I would much rather see it ground and round out a bottom, potentially between the 886 and the 786 range. If it can do that, I'm very interested then for longs, maybe some spot accumulation here as well for a breakout trade towards the golden pocket. Again, what I'll be doing is aggressively taking profits, guys. We are very much near the end of the cycle, if not already at the end of the cycle. So my whole mantra, my whole mental mindset is very much take profits aggressively, okay? It'll be a lower high, in my opinion, for a lot of these tokens. So yeah, Pengu again, even if we see a rally here, we get that rejection from resistance, we set a higher low off the 786, something like that is something that I'm very interested at on a lot of these tokens. And SPX could probably be the same. Same again, okay, we got rejection. As I said last week, I said, look, we might get rejected from here, come back in, set a higher low or an equal low at that 886. That's where I become interested because that shows me confluence that this is maybe bottoming. Okay, then I can take a really clean trade with stop loss below here, entries in this vicinity, and you can trade it, as I said before, back towards the golden pocket. So that's really what I'm focusing on. Not much else out there at the moment for me across the market. I hope that gives you really good insight into where I'm thinking at the moment. Again, a lot probably does weigh on the FOMC this week. It'll be Jerome Powell's last FOMC. I'm pretty sure he's retiring or getting fired. I'm not sure which one. Who knows? I don't really keep up with US news too much specifically. But yeah, that'll be very interesting to see who the new chair is next year and how bullish they maybe are for crypto or just markets in general. I think it's going to be I think he's done a great job, Jerome. However, they're late, right? They probably should have cut rates earlier, and they should have increased rates earlier a few years ago. So we'll wait and see. As always, we'll just see what price action does and react accordingly from there. So again, BTC dominance is holding up pretty reasonably here. I don't really ever see it going below sort of probably 50 at the absolute lowest. So again, this just makes a lot of sense for me to accumulate Bitcoin. Again, below 85, I'm happy to start accumulating for the long term. Okay, no requests in the chat. Easy. I'll stop the recording there. If you have any pings that you want to ask me questions in GTG, ping me today, guys. I'll reply to, obviously, as always. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can sign up and join us in GTG, one of the most consistent groups in the world for trading crypto. Okay, we've been doing it now for three years coming up, nearly 3 years, guys. We've been trading full time. So as you can see here on the screen, we have been consistently profiting. Okay, trading consistently, educating consistently, multiple voice channel calls, multiple live streams as you're watching here. And yeah, we've been winning for a long, long time. So check us out. The whop.com link is down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.